Thank you for the opportunity to be here to present tonight, give you an update on the Sheldon High School Ag Education and FFA program and our partnership and our agreement that we have with the school farm at NCC. It truly is a joy and a privilege to be able to work in this arrangement. Having the hands-on application of this operation has truly changed my ag education program. It provides so many opportunities for students to be able to have an extension of their classroom and apply the things that we try to learn in the classroom, but do all of these things in a real-life setting. In a few minutes, I will go over a lot of the critical skills that I feel like are being met, but in an informal sense here, it's just an exciting opportunity to be able to do all of these things in a real first-hand setting. And I appreciate that opportunity, and it truly has changed and then has extended the classroom. So as we begin this evening, a picture here is an actual picture from just a week and a half or so ago. We did harvest on October 5th, and this is just a picture of the combine delivering into the wagons and just a beautiful shot of fall harvest. As you can see, there are a couple of students that are present that are in the picture, one in the combine, one looking on, and it's just a great opportunity for us to go through this harvest season. The critical skills that I feel are being met by the NCC school farm, I have a class that goes hand in hand with the school farm. One of the things that we're utilizing in our high school setting is a concept called critical skills. These are basically the main objectives and the skill set that we hope that students achieve by being involved in their high school ag education program. And these are the skill sets that I feel as are a great opportunity for my students to learn through this process. First of all, one of the things that we on a regular basis do each year is we create a budget for the entire farming operation, and instead of just going through make-believe numbers, we have real numbers, and it just changes the whole concept when you're dealing with an actual operation. Second critical skill is for the students to be able to analyze the needs of an entire farming operation and manage according to those needs. Third is explain the role and importance of fertilizer and chemicals in the management of a crop enterprise. So we teach a lot of concepts on fertilizer, NPK ratios, zinc, all other lime, and different types of applications that needed to be applied for a successful crop enterprise. Demonstrate competence in making decisions according to the needs of the crop enterprise. Students are in charge of, with my guidance, to make all marketing decisions, all chemical decisions, fertilizer decisions, seed selection decisions, etc., and it's just a great opportunity. The fifth critical skill is to demonstrate competent marketing decisions. I have a chart in the back of my room that we chart corn prices, soybean prices. We also chart livestock prices on a daily basis, and that just gives a real hands-on opportunity to be current with the daily market trends. 6 is to calculate the entire cost of an entire crop and enterprise, so they not only just have it from a textbook, but we can see the bills from Ag Partners and all the things that we are actually doing and all of the costs that come with a crop enterprise. When we are out on the farm, another critical skill is to demonstrate safe work habits. A lot of those things get to happen. Also, we have a farm safety day camp. They get to demonstrate and practice and teach those the skills that they hopefully are learning also to every second grader in the community that comes over for farm safety day camp. Critical skill 8 is to complete an entire cost analysis and determine the break even. I try to teach a lot of economic concepts and principles, and that determining a break even cost analysis is an important thing when we're looking at our marketing decisions. Number 9 is to demonstrate an understanding of the entire management of the school farm, all the things that go into the management process of when to plant, the type of conditions to plant, when to spray, when to call the sprayer, when to do the field work, and to just look over all the entire management operations of the school farm. 10 is to calculate seed, fertilizer, chemical costs associated with crop enterprises. Students are also very actively engaged in determining acreages. We do a lot of GPS work with determining GIS things on Google Maps, Google Earth, And then we actually have GPS equipment that we are able to get out into the field with. And number 11 is to demonstrate an understanding of GPS applications and how it's utilized in agriculture today. So those are the critical skills that I feel are essential critical skills and are excellent opportunities for us to meet those critical skills utilizing the school farm. Just have a picture here. This is right off a Google Earth. As you can see, this is the area where we actually do the fields that we actually are producing from. You can see field 1 is right below, just a little bit east of the Wellness Center here. And then we have field 2, runs right along the Floyd. This area right in here, this past year, because of the very, very excessive rain that we had on a couple of occasions, that field was really, really flooded out. This field is actually about 14 acres. And I would say that almost all of, excuse me, I'm going to go back there, that slide forwarded. This area right in here was almost completely flooded out last year. So I'd say of the 14 acres, we probably lost 5-6 acres of that last year. Then we go to field 3, just south of the power lineman. Our sweet corn operation was right in this area, as I'll refer to a little bit later. Field 4 and then field 5. Then as we move into some of the production things, this is an actual planter from this spring. You can see just kind of a fun picture comparing the old to the new. This is the actual sweet corn planter that we use, 2-row planter that we use for our small little operation on 2 acres. Have a little 8-foot disc that we use, and then obviously you can see the large planter that we actually use, that we lease to plant the 97.7 acres. So definite nice comparison there, with just kind of a fun picture to look at. And this is a picture here. You can see students loading bags, getting out and doing the hands-on opportunity, and you can see that they're actively engaged in getting the seed up to being put into the planter. Another picture of students at work unloading the seed from the school van. And there's planting season. Then we would like to go over and explain to you what we've also done. The school farm has given us an amazing opportunity to work with students in an entrepreneurship setting. Last year, 2013, I had the idea of putting in a small-scale sweet corn scenario, and thought the most important thing was to have that crop marketed before we even began, so we knew we had a market for it. Met with the individuals from Hy-Vee, as you can see pictured here, and entered into a contract that they would take all of our sweet corn from 1 full acre. And that operation was a major, major success, and moving into year 2, they wanted to move into a 2-acre contract with us. Also, much of our sweet corn went to Sioux Center this year. Some actually even went to Lamar's. So it's just been a great opportunity. The students are involved in the entrepreneurship end of this. They have the opportunity to work closely on a small scale, where they actually get to do all of that work with the smaller based equipment. So yeah, I appreciate the opportunity that Hy-Vee has worked with us these past 2 years, and it's been a great partnership. This first year, I just have a few pictures here of the students at work. This is one of my students that brought his equipment in and let us use the equipment. He had a 2-row planter that we used the first year, which was a nice gesture on his part. You can see the students there, hands-on work again, actually loading the planter with the seed. And you can see a number of the other students at work, as kind of a pretty scene there with Sheldon in the background, and just a great opportunity for students to do the actual work themselves. Then in 2014, as I mentioned earlier, Hy-Vee entered, we went into 2 full acres of contract with them. Here you can see some of the students with our Ranger and the planter. We're getting this smaller equipment so that the students can actually have this portion of the farm operation, that they actually do all of the work, where they are doing all of the operation, and it's just been a great opportunity. And there you can see the little 2-row planter that we picked up, so that the students can do that. And we've also entered into, because of the fact that the sweet corn has been contracted, there's the risk factor of whether it rains. Now, we all know what happened in 2014, but that isn't necessarily what will happen each year. So this past year, we did purchase a small irrigation system here, and we actually pump out of the Floyd. I have obtained a DNR permit with the Iowa DNR to be able to do that. We actually don't pump very much water on a scale compared to a lot of irrigations. So especially this year, we didn't have to run it that terribly often, but it's just a great opportunity for my students to see and learn the concepts of irrigation as well. Then moving into another component that I teach, have the opportunity with the school, with the farm lab, is I get to teach, I have the opportunity to teach and go over hands-on application of weed identification. Each year the students have to learn 25 of the most common weeds that are in Northwest Iowa, and these are just 2 of the weeds that I've pulled out of one of my teaching lessons on some of the weeds that they need to identify. Pictured here you can see field bindweed, and then we have the lamb's quarter on the bottom. Then as we moved into the harvest season, this is some of the students from this year loading a pickup. Hy-Vee has a protocol of how they like us to harvest. We have some crates that we obtained from them, and we pack the sweet corn with a layer of ice, sweet corn, another layer of ice, all the way to the top. We pick early mornings at 6:30 in the morning usually each time, and it's just been a great opportunity for the kids to be involved in entrepreneurship on a small scale and to work with actual businesses as well. At this time, I'm going to take you through and show you how we marketed our sweet corn this year, or at least one of the ways. This is an actual live link to our website that we utilize to get out to the community the fact that we had sweet corn available at Hy-Vee for them. So here we have now downloaded into a live, at least when I'm making the recording, a live shot of the website. You can see that shows you about the promotion, has the varieties of sweet corn that I planted this year. And those were Obsession 2 and Passion 2. That way, if individuals wanted to know a little bit about those 2 particular varieties, they could look at that on our website. Showed some pictures of our planting operation, showed the population that we planted. You can see listed some of the pictures of the students as they were actually applying and planting, just to make it more personable so that they could know where their sweet corn is coming from. A little bit of the concept of point of origin. Then I have some pictures of the irrigation system that we've looked at, and then there's a section on the students and how we harvest and where we are marketing at Hy-Vee. And I also have a few more things. I have a field to shelf slideshow, so it shows all the different processes that we went through of all the students at work. More information on the Obsession 2 and Passion 2 data page if they want to know the maturity and that type of thing. And then hopefully we put this website on so people would order large orders at a reduced price. And so I have some instructions on how to order or how to freeze sweet corn. And then the main objective, of course, was the order form. And if you hit that link on the order form, it would come to this page, and customers could put their name in, customer contact information, their email address, how many dozen they want, and the price. And when they would hit this submit button, it would immediately then go into an Excel document sheet, and I would have their order. So just a great way to utilize technology and get the word out. I had 2 students that actually then went to the radio and actually did some advertising on the radio that it was on our website. Was tweeted out in a lot of different forms so that people that use that social media method, we tried to tap into a lot of marketing opportunities. So once the sweet corn season and marketing session hit, kids would go out early in the morning. You can see there's a pickup load coming in. Students that are involved and then are sorting, putting them into containers with ice in the bins at Hy-Vee. And it's just a great opportunity, and not only the skills learned, but the social skills and the camaraderie skills, and just the idea of working together was just a great benefit for the students. And then because it was such a bumper crop year, we made a decision to donate sweet corn. We had more corn than we actually had available that Hy-Vee could push through. And so here's an opportunity for the students to come one night after school. You can see a nice large group of turnout of kids that came out to pick. They came out, it was a definite just straight up community service opportunity because all of this corn that we're donating here, I'd like to thank Daryl and Jan Snyderman. They loaded their truck and brought that to the Sioux Falls, the banquet, and we donated all of that corn as well as another 75 dozen to Love Inc. here in Sheldon, and it just provides a great service opportunity for me to teach kids the value and the importance of service and community service to your community. And so all those students came with nothing to gain other than to be involved in a community service project that evening, and it was just a great time. Then in 2015, this is exciting news at the end of 14 with our sweet corn project going so well and having more than we actually could move. I did contact Fairway, and so this year we will be moving into a partnership with Fairway Stores also. Also, Fairway will be working with a few other stores in our neighboring communities that will probably also be interested in our sweet corn. So we could, have up to, multiple stores within several communities that we will be moving our sweet corn to in the next year. It's just a really exciting opportunity for the kids to experience this type of entrepreneurship activity. Then I'd like to move into the segment now of the regular harvest. The field harvest, you can see this is a picture of one of my classes on the day that we went out to harvest last Wednesday, the 5th. Just seeing students excited about being out there, and you can tell that they're enjoying their outdoor classroom. Another picture that was on our cover of our presentation tonight, just an opportunity to see the operation at work. And this was my afternoon class that I took out, Intro to Ag Science, all 9th graders. And you can see the caption, this is a hands-on learning on how to probe soil. And so took the opportunity while 2 or 3 students were working and in the combine, learning how that operation works. I also took this group of students and showed them how grid sampling works. So I explained the concept of grid sampling on 2.5 acre sections, and all of those soil samples that are put together. So I had an opportunity to teach them about some of those opportunities on how soil sampling and grid sampling and GPS type things work. This is a picture of students, another hands-on opportunity preparing to conduct a moisture test. So students learned the concept. We have a moisture tester that we take out with us each day. The results of that test that they are actually doing is like about 15.5% moisture, 15.6. Hand shelling usually needs an adjustment factor, and so when we actually did take it into the elevator, most of our moisture samples this year were in the low 17s. So hoping it would be a little lower, but still adequate and satisfactory for the year. Here's just another picture of beautiful scene in the background. You can see all of the equipment that we use, the 2 sets of wagons, and the combine coming in for to unload. At this time, I'd like to pull in a few computer websites or website-based things that I use for students. The first one that I have here is called Climate Basic or Climate Pro, and it is a climate-based scenario where I actually can look at each one of my fields. You can see I have field 1 here, and if I highlight on that, I can go to field 1. I can see the precip level over the last 24 hours. I get my weather conditions, the workability of the land, the growth stage if you have the full version, and when you get to field details and other things, you can actually utilize this as a record-keeping system for your crops and to keep data like that. If I can see, I can go to field 2, by clicking here, get all the same type of information, field 3, field 4, and then field 5. In our case, with the fields all that close, of course, you know, a lot of the conditions are going to be similar, but you can see that that would be a real asset to educate kids with if, you know, people have farms in different areas that are sometimes 5, 10, even 20 or more miles apart. You can even keep your levels of your planting data, planting information, your nitrogen levels, harvest data, field health, etc. So it's a good piece of information that I utilize to teach kids with. The next website I would like to show that I use with a lot of my students on a regular basis is Ag Partner Site. And you know, the students I mentioned earlier are in charge of charting all their prices. So if they ever miss a day, they can go back and they can make charts. So I teach them how to use charts, that type of thing, and mainly to look at cash prices and determining decisions whether we sell. Of course, then you can look at corn, you can look at your bean prices, but it's just a great teaching opportunity to utilize with students as they make their decisions to store their crop or to sell their cash crop right out of the field. The next thing I'd like to show is a picture of the students at Ag Partners. Pictured here is a group of students that I would take out of my farm management lab class, and on occasion when we had decisions to make, we would go talk to the marketing people at Ag Partners, and they would give us some insights as to things, and we would discuss some different strategies and some different marketing trends that we could utilize. And then on days that they decide to sell, occasionally we would call in and make those marketing sales, but other times we would actually go in and make the decision to sell there. So you can see as the look on their face, they kind of like having that opportunity to do that real marketing activity. Then many times when we would have that complete, we would get our scale sheet, and I teach the students on the different opportunity, the different requirements that go along with raising having a corn or a soybean enterprise. And you can see here is some of the scale tickets, and I go over a closeout sheet with the students, and I know it's real small print, but at least gives you an idea. These are just the scale prints and things that I have as an opportunity to teach, and we get those from Ag Partners, and then I teach the concepts of that these need to be turned in for insurance purposes, et cetera, et cetera. So another excellent opportunity provided by the school farm to teach real life application. Here is a better view of all of those tickets turned in the right direction, and you can see this is what I would turn in, and this gives me great opportunities and great teaching opportunities to go over, you know, tare weight, gross weight, net weight, number of bushels, dry weight, wet weight. So it just is more great opportunities to teach from. And then the last few things I'd like to share with you this evening, I have several student videos that I would like to share, kind of testimonials, and then the Farm Lab scholarship application that I'll give you some of the criteria for. I'd like to go out of order a little bit. I'd like to pull the scholarship application up at this time. What I have on the screen now is last year's scholarship application that I utilized, and just to give you an idea here, each year I'm trying to really encourage students to apply for these. And if you would look at what I have here, the first criteria, or the first component, is an undetermined number of $1,000 scholarships will be awarded to successful candidates, and that priority is given to students that have served in leadership roles in my organization at Sheldon High School. They have to fill out all of the application and meet the criteria, but it's for those students that do show leadership, which is what our organization is about. And then I have that's one tier. I have a second tier of scholarship. A $2,000 scholarship will be awarded to the successful candidate that has demonstrated leadership to the organization and is planning to attend Northwest Iowa Community College. So I do have a scholarship just specifically set aside for NCC students to encourage them to attend there. And then I have a third tier to encourage. The number one goal that I have in my program, being a career and technical education instructor, is that I truly desire my students to go into an agricultural career. And I award a $2,500 scholarship to a successful candidate that does plan to go on to an agriculture-related career. And so that's an exciting opportunity. And so you can see that there are opportunities for students here. This is the application. You can see my criteria here that I have put together: scholarship record, financial need, involvement in school, citizenship, community service, leadership, and character. And you can see it lists their involvement in the organization, what leadership roles have they been involved with, what are some of the things that they're involved in church and community. Describe an event or two that demonstrates your character. And you can see there's the rest of the application. So it's not a simple application. It does require some actual effort, and in order to receive that type of financial scholarship, that should be the case. And there you can see my office use only, how I score and come up with my scholarship winners. First, I'd like to have the first video from Haley and Alex.
My name is Haley Rainer, and I'm a sophomore at Sheldon High School. I'm Alex Farquhar. I'm a freshman at Sheldon High School. And we'd like to thank you for giving the hands-on opportunity on ag. We get to go out there and test soil and take care of our very own crops. We also get to learn about the money part of it and how much everything costs. We get to go with, figure out the slope of the land and use GPS out there and everything. We also learn why we don't bale and why some people bale they bale because as a filler for other animals, and we don't do it because of erosion and nitrogen levels. We just thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Next, we'll hear from Kayla.
My name is Kayla Holtrup, and I'm a freshman, and I think the farm is a great opportunity because I want to have a career with agriculture. And we learned at grid sampling they do 2.5 acres, and we learned a lot of hands-on stuff. And thanks for learning.
And at this time, we will hear from Mitchell Van Gorp.
I'm Mitchell Van Gorp. I'm a sophomore at the Sheldon FFA, and I'm involved in FFA, and I'm taking animal science and being part of the agriculture education. Having a school farm, I think, really impacts our agriculture education at Sheldon, because that way we can have hands-on experience. We get to decide whether to store it, grade, sell it, when to sell it. We keep track of the futures, all that stuff, and to be able to go out there and actually harvest it, see it, plan it, and I think it helps everyone. Be part of it, to be able to experience that. Our sweet corn operation that we do, and so we're even making money off of it. We're just being involved, and so I think having a school farm is one of the biggest parts of our agriculture education at Sheldon.
So hopefully you can see there's a lot of excitement in the high school ag education program, and a lot of that excitement is coming as a result of the opportunity to work with the NCC school farm partnership that we have. At this time, I'd like to thank you again for the opportunity, and hopefully at this time we can answer any questions you may have. Thank you once again. I sure appreciate your cooperation, and it's been an outstanding opportunity for us.